You know, I was at work. You know, I was doing debate club, sending kids home. And I get a picture from my friend. And it says, you've got to see the tuning box that they just did. They are killing all the fun in the game. And he specifically sent me a picture saying, hey, they kicked you in the balls. And I'm pissed. Just based on the tagline of what he said and the fact that I saw the picture, I'm fucking pissed. I have never felt like it's a bigger, better time to jump ship from Destiny than fucking now. Play very casually. If you try to main this game, you're going to be pissed off. I haven't even seen this motherfucker and I'm already pissed off. And I already know this is one of the worst fucking updates that is about to come to this fucking game. So let's just jump into it. You know it's bad because I don't say scholars and we're skipping the bullshit. Ash and Iron is almost on us. By the way, I'm going to try to siphon through some of this bullshit because I want to get to what he showed me, and so I can react to it. We'll be returning to the Plaguelands very soon. I would not get your hype up. I would not expect Siva. I would be surprised if it's even fucking good based on the free fucking events we get, and it's a free season. I would hold your Gucci on this one. Has been prepping a lengthy list of changes coming with our first major update available to all players, which focuses on weapons, perks, exotic armor, and handful abilities. Well, let's just get on to that shit. Various hipfire reticles. So, okay, so they're changing reticles based on like what I'm skimming through here. I personally don't care. Quality of life change, sure, cool, that's great. I just want to care about what's actually changing. Deterministic recoil. The set pattern by which a weapon shifts recoil direction when fired is something we've removed in Ash Iron. Okay, so you tried this, it failed, you're throwing it out the door. However, weapons can sometimes feel harder to control or need a control stat that is counterintuitive of our game. So they're keeping vigilance wing. This one gun, this one singular gun met the goal of, we wasted all this dev time and only one gun did it correctly. Weapon archetypes. We have a large balance pass on more families of weapons coming in the future, with specific emphasis on balancing between special MO archetypes and close quarter battles, primary CQB. But there are some highly prioritized items we want to pull forward. I'm just going to skip and just get to what they're doing. Forgiveness. It's they nerfed it by 15% the range. This is because forgiveness is really good in Crucible. I have a tier 5. It is nasty, and it's probably one of the few things that can really compete against spread shotguns. Aggressive SMGs, increased aim down sight damage fall off scalar from 1.4 to 1.5. Neat. Spread hand cannons. Yeah, we knew this is something that needed to be dealt with. How are they dealing with it? We're going to take a few targeted swings at addressing this friction with accompanying paired ability tuning outliner later in the article. So they're nerfing a bunch of stuff to improve the PvP experience, increase damage against combatants by 8%, added a literal 0.1% delay after firing before you can melee to prevent near simultaneous damage events. Good. Increase pellet spread by 5%. We'll see if that even does anything. What about the range? Reduce flinch damage by... Okay, so we ignored the fact that this thing has ungodly fucking range from across the map. Great, cool. Sniper rifles. We're increasing the bricks. Cool, no one will ever use them. Lightweight freight shotguns. Decrease the spread. We'll see if that does it, Chief. Crossbow. Now have a radar marker. That's great. I'm glad. That's a quality of life. Exotic. Featured exotic. So they're expanding what shit you can put on this. Neat. Fucking remove the system and redacted. So there's probably 2 new exotics. Or just throw the stuff in the garbage. Wow, we're seeing a buff to Mida Multi-Tool. What are we buffing? Mida Multi-Tool is a stat monster, but the exotic part of it has unfortunately been left behind as our standards for exotics have evolved. Let's just be honest here. There's nothing exotic about Mida Multi-Tool. It is the most generic ass exotic. It doesn't do anything unique or special. It just has stats and radar. Ooh. What are they doing? Getting enough kills with the Mida Multi-Tool now provides various buffs and incremental PvE damage bonuses after reaching certain thresholds. So stage 1, 25% handling and AD down speed, 5% PvE damage. Who the fuck is using Mida and PvE? You are fucking stupid. 15% range and stability, 5% PvE. Stage 3, 15% magnetism, 5% cone. So we're at 15% PvE damage. Shots detonate on impact. That one I would have to see what that is, but like 15% buff. Yeah, I'm gonna literally take on the fucking witness with Mida. I'm so excited. Catalyst. Replace no distractions. Good. It was fucking useless. Now we have enemies within close proximity. Grant you enhanced radar resolution, improved reload. Good, because you have the radar on default. That's great. Sturm. The pairing fantasy of Sturm and Drang is unique, though the output does not fill the worth requirement of 2 weapons. The slow rate of gaining overcharge shots would lead to maining Drang until enough shots were stored. Also, you're gonna talk about how people can't get easy access to any of those right now, like Drang at all. Like, you know, it's great to have Sturm, but it can't do shit if nothing else has access, like no one has access to it. So can you make like a tiered version of Drang, like a freebie? Like here's a free Drang. It's a tier 3 at least. Like, no? Okay, well, everyone should go fuck themselves. So what are you doing? Rapid kills together within 3 seconds of each other. Now load extra Sturm overcharge shots. Primary together forever weapons load even more. Cool. Sturm shots bonus damage has been tuned. Previously, this was roughly a 261% to all combatants and 78% to players. Now it's 260 against bosses. It goes up to 280 for mini and champions and 300 against minors and majors. So they buffed it pretty significantly and they nerfed it against players. In providing Sturm more opportunities to load overcharge bullets than before, we've reduced the maximum Sturm to 25. The prior cap was 99, was very unrealistic. Yeah, no one who the fuck would actually do this. Accomplice. In addition to existing behavior, final blows with Sturm overcharge now also increase the magazine capacity of Together Forever weapons until death, capped at 100%. Catalyst. Kills with Sturm grant 50% ready and slow speed scalar to Sturm. Cool. Miscellaneous. Lucky Pants now above. Ooh, the damage to overshots to 110% down at times 10. So is Sturm going to be the new hand cannon Lucky Pants meta? We'll find out. A lens flare is now visible opposing Sturm PvP when they have Sturm shots. Okay, so now you know when you're about to get fucked. Same thing with Ariana. You get you're about to get fucked indicator. Graviton Spike. Let's see who gives a shit what Bungie says. I just want to see what are they doing. Reduce the time to gain overcharge shots from 20 seconds to 7 seconds. Reduce time to gain temporal alignment catalyst from infinite to 7 seconds. So what it sounds like is you have to do it faster. Someone who is a PvP master, let me know if this is good enough. I still think it's going to be a bitch, but we'll see. Teraba. Kata increased the zoom to 16%. Okay. Teraba with Beast active and the Peacekeepers was proving to who the fuck was using Ravenous Beast with Peacekeepers, but apparently it was too good against probably, you know what it was good against? Probably the Desert Perpetual Raid boss. And it's nerfed from 100% to 70%. Hawkmoon was given the same treatment as Stern, allowing Paracausal Shock to benefit from Lucky Pants. It's now a 50% boost. So one shot, you couldn't even bother to say, hey, have a full 100% for one shot. Okay, cool. New Land. They increased the capped counter from 100 to 99 for This is where the dev time is being used to make stupid bullshit like this. Lord of Wolves. Decrease the release the wolves damage by bosses by 20%. Wow. They buffed like one thing, a hand cannon, and so far everything else seems like a fucking nerf. Oh, Hawkmoon. Yeah, so hand cannons. Ooh, good. I'm glad we're definitely going to be using that against bosses. So far, everything is looks like a nerf overall. Grand Overture, reduce total reserves from 58 to 48. Catalyst, now the micro missiles no longer require direct hits kills for enemies to explode. Enemies killed by blast radius will now also have who gives a shit about that? Queensbreaker, reduce damage by 8%. Decrease charge rate versus combat sight by 15%. Man, they really are going for the throat here. Okay, Outbreak Perfected. I will read this. Barrow Dyad and Hierarchy of Needs. These weapons are currently significantly outliers in terms of super generation. By the way, they're not wrong. Anyone with eyes can see this. Particularly during raid and dungeon boss phases. A core part of their exotic identity is seeking projectiles for additional damage. But the projectiles are creating some issues with super tuning. So we want to tune that down instead of nerfing the weapon's damage output when that's ultimately not the issue. So they're reducing how much super you get. Okay. We discovered an issue with Thunderlord's exotic cause, which causing lightning strikes to refill more ammo than required to activate it. So we fixed this. Of course you did. Of course you fixed that. Oh man. By the way, how long has this issue been going on? It's quite convenient that it's now an issue. But yeah, sure, Bungie. I'm sure this was unintended. I'm sure there was that. Yeah. Sure. By the way, I don't believe a fucking thing Bungie says. You shouldn't either. Whirling Ovation. So the new like Halo-esque rocket launcher. Let's just read what it says. Increase the rate which anticipation builds. A fairly optimized damage rotation utilizing Whirling Ovation should see the anticipation meter fill time decrease from 10 seconds to 8 seconds. Less optimized damage rotations will see a more significant fill time decrease. We'll see how that plays out, Cotton. Burning Ambition. We're overall happy with how Burning Ambition is landing. I'm not. I think it's pretty ass. I mean, it's worse than jolting feedback, in my opinion. Like, it just feels so fucking bad. Like, it is so bad. But this perk, and now in combination of Incandescence, it's like those kind of combinations is okay. But like by itself, it's fucking ass. You're better off using an actual damage perk. It's easier for us to build and maintain these kind of perks. And in some cases, enhanced versions of the perk would not provide a decrease in number of shots to activate. So we're going from 2.5 to 2 seconds. Magazine base reduced from 60% to 55%. Yada, yada. We'll see if this shit does anything. Enhanced perk improvements. When we were initially developing enhanced perks, we had a strong vision around what they could be. Now, with the system implemented alongside so many new enhanced perks, we feel more comfortable revisiting some old perks and granting them greater benefits to align. Okay, let's see what benefits are. Removed the 5% reload and gave it 10% damage to the explosion. Well, maybe you like the reload. I mean, like, that was actually a buff. Cluster bombs. Removed the blast radius. 10 damage to the cluster bomb. Again, why can't we just keep both? Reservoir burst. 5 stability. That one's okay. Magnificent Howl. Reload. 5% damage to each enhanced shot. That's okay. Eye of the Storm. Stability. Again, that was good. 10% effectiveness to, okay. Flash counter. Removed the +5 inventory size. What? But people, like, that was good for swords. +1 second to disorient time. That's neat. It doesn't matter for what's about to come to my ass in a minute. Chain reaction, remove 20 inventory size, plus damage. Dude, that was good though. Headstone, plus stability, which helps with me. That's all right. Precision kills always generate a large stasis crystal. Okay. Chill clip, remove the stability now. Players can create slowing detonations from a lower percentage of the magazine. Cool. Hatchling. There's a chance to generate 2 threadlings instead of 1. Why can't that just be default? Why is it a chance? Just make the enhanced version, make it better. Like hatchling is fucking ass on anything that isn't a public event. Weapon mods. By the way, I'm not surprised after seeing everyone glaze the shit out of this, especially with the new crossbow. No longer gains progress on splash damage. Reduce the blast damage impulse by 66%. We missed an updating. I love this. as we updated perk damage scaling with explosions and Edge of Fate, we missed updating temporal. Brother, my brother in the Iron Lords, Bungie, how much shit that you missed doing and touching and fixing, how much shit did you actually touch? Because most of the game was broken. Your stats didn't even work. Like, what did you touch? How much was touched by the fucking AIs, you piece of fucking shit company? To this philosophy leading to a number of instances where this mod provided a wealth of extra damage, particularly on explosion weapons. To make space for some other seasonal mods in the builds, we want to bring this one just down a bit. Reduced by 66%, and that's just taking it down a bit. Just a bit, guys. Just a bit. Note, these changes in tandem on average increase shots to rate explosion by 1 to 2 trigger pulls. They also reduce the damage of blast when caused by heavy weapons dramatically, more than special weapons. Well, no dipshit. 75% nerf when used with crossbow. Wow. They just wanted to say, you know what? Fuck you and your fun. Wasn't the whole point of seasonal mods to be that they could be broken and crazy because then they would rotate out? Wasn't that the whole fucking point of these seasonal mods in the first place? Is that Bungie says we're not afraid to make them crazy so that you could have some crazy build options and then they would fall off, they would disappear. I remember that. State Farm, remember? No, it's not State Farm. It's whatever farm, but the meme's dead. Anyways, you know what's also dead this game? So Bungie says, fuck your fun. Fuck you and fuck your fun. Exotic tuning. Guys, you wanted more armor options? We're making our strongholds. Fuck you. Ash and Iron. We're reworking the exotic strong arms. For a while now, they provided immense defensive benefits. Yes, you get to play the tank. It should be okay to play the tank, but those benefits rarely prove to be valuable to players outside of niche situations. Motherfucker, what are you talking about? We're distributing the power that this exotic provides to make build crafting with it more interesting, doubling down on the tank fantasy to make moment-to-moment decisions more engaging. If you looked at my comprehensive, my most viewed videos, like 30K views, where I break down its uses and how good it is. And when you pair it with prismatic, you can be so fucking aggressive with strongholds. Now, I don't even know, man. I don't know. Perfect Guard HUD buff now appears as a bar, and stacks no longer drop off 10 seconds after blocking damage. They persist until they are spent. That sounds good, but that's where it dies. Blocking larger amounts of incoming fire gains stacks at a slower rate. So if you're sitting there blocking a shit ton of enemies, get fucked. While blocking lower amounts of incoming fire gains stacks at a faster rate. Landing a direct hit on a light or heavy sword attack consumes 50% of your perfect guard charge, exhausting enemy hits and instantly healing you and nearby allies. Landing a sword hit will at max perfect guard stacks will now fully refill your sword energy instead of offering infinite guard duration. This enables back-to-back heavy attacks or allows immediate ability to block again. So does this mean that you cannot just sit there and tank? Like you can't just infinitely block damage anymore? Now it fully heals you and allies. Who gives a fucking shit? Oh, by the way, sorry guys. This would be cool if it just did this by default. No longer grants restoration. Rest and fucking piss. Rest the flash counter build. It is fundamentally worse than it's ever been. Gradually gain 50 guard resistance and guard endurance based on the number of perfect guard stacks instead of previously guaranteed 100 guard resistance, meaning you'll be able to build craft your sword perk a bit more to maximize your defense or offensive powers. Go fuck yourself. You don't immediately get the damage. You no longer have apparently infinite block. You gain, instead of getting the times 4 resist, you get a 30% for 1.5 seconds upon exiting sword guard while blocking. So here's the thing. They said they want you to be a tank. You're not a fucking tank. I mean, in the MMO sense, you're doing damage, like you're a DPS tank now. Like if you want to be aggressive with swords, maybe this is the shout. Like this is now you instead of being like, hey, I'm now going to be the defender of the group, I'm now going to try to do the DPS. But the thing is, it doesn't actually increase your damage. It does nothing to increase damage. This is now a generic source of DR and can stack with other sources resist, which would be cool. In fact, I don't even know if this might be a nerf too. It might be a triple nerf. Walking speed while guarding a sword now increased when moving. Oh God, thank you. Woo! Woo! Yeah! That's what we needed. Now I can fucking move and block at the same fucking time. Bungie really, and it's funny because it lets you have a different playstyle. This fucking nerfs that playstyle. Doubling down. No. It's not doubling down on the fantasy. You're fucking gagging the fantasy. So far, everything I've seen so far is a fucking nerf, you stupid bitches. Hunter, Crying Acne Facade. While Woven Mail is now active, it also returns health on defeating an enemy. That's a buff. Cool. It's a strong buff, but without a means for gaining health. Strand Hunter struggles to stay in the fray. This change to the base exotic aims to increase some of the survivability while you grapple around. Yes, because I'm sure people who are grappling as hunters are having a great time one-shotting bosses, which is funny because Bungie set nerf Titans for that. They nerfed the entire fucking melee system for that. But God, I guess hunters get to suck the cock of Bungie. I guess they get to have a good time. I'm not jealous. I am fucking jealous. I would be lying to you if I said I wasn't jealous. Warlocks. Oh, wait. Unintended patch note. Unintended. What the fuck? While updating Crying Acne, we began to investigate some adjustments to the spirit of Crying Acne to balance it a bit against other options on the exotic. We concluded this change was premature, but we were unable to remove the change before 9 point was locked. While we intend to revisit the effectiveness of the perk in the long run, we're rolling back the following change to the Woven Mail timer in our next available patch. What do you mean? What do you mean? It hasn't come out yet. Are you telling me once you do something in a patch, you're just like, fuck it, we can't change it? You're telling me you can't go into your fucking system. It hasn't come out yet. It's from 10 seconds to 6. You're telling me this will be reverted in our next. So we're not doing our next one. We're doing our next one. We're doing the next. Oh, Bungie is run by AI bots. I don't care. Everyone at Bungie could lose their job. I don't give a fuck. I don't give a fuck anymore. Chromatic Fire is an exotic that ostensibly should be useful with a variety of subclasses and weapons, but in reality, the current design is only useful on certain subclasses with a subset of kinetic weapons. We're reworking to be less dependent on your subclass to be useful and be functional with all kinetic weapons. Yes. All. Detonation radius on precision kinetic final blows increased by 36%. Cool. No longer applies to keywords equipped on super. Non-precision kinetic final blows also produce a detonation. Wow, something that should happen years ago. You want me to suck your dick on that? Controversial Holds should have a big winner with a stat rework, but ultimately it failed to shine in the Edge of Fate release. Well, maybe that's because grenades weren't fucking working properly at release. Who would have thought? We're buffing the energy return, tuning it by grenade type to align with how quickly the grenade cool lasts, and giving it a bit of a buff by providing weaken, freeing up some likely space in the fragment selection when using an exotic. Charged grenades will now apply weaken. Used to do that. I think it was intrinsically, wasn't it? I know you had to use the fragment to do it, but that's cool. Freeing up, yeah, I mean, if it didn't used to do that, then that's a cool change. Energy return has been tuned per grenade. This is either going to be a buff or a nerf. We'll see. Vortex grenades increase slightly, but can no longer activate twice. So, okay, the initial hit and then the damage over time, I'm guessing, is not happening. Axiom bolts, handheld supernova, and scatter grenades all receive moderate increases. Yeah, we'll see about that. Ability nerfs. Let's go. Hunter. This should happen anyways because it's so fucking annoying in PvP. Let's see how they nerfed it in PvP. Rescaled the amount of melee energy generated by Gambler's dodge from 100% at stat 70 to 100% at 100 stat points. Dodging near an enemy now doubles this amount. Reduce the amount of melee energy generated in PvP. The amount of energy generated in PvP has been reduced by only 20% in this patch, but in patch 9.1.1, it will be reduced by the full amount of 50% in PvP. Okay, get fucked. That's from yesterday. This is the new one. Lightweight throwing knives. We've received strong feedback that lightweight throwing knives are frustrating to play against in Crucible. We're reducing the damage versus players, and we'll continue. 16%. So, does that mean if they throw them across the map and hit you in the back of the head, you won't instantly die? Because that'd be cool. I do like the fact that you get like at 50 in PvE, you get dodging near an enemy, which is fine. I think it was fine doing that anyways. You get a full charge, so it opens up more stats. But if you want to go balls deep at 100, you get 2. So it's like hunters now get a whopping 3 buffs. If you're at 50, you get full energy. If you're near, you're at 100, you get 2 charges. And if you get to 200, you get the bonus damage. So you get like triple bonuses, which is fucking insane. Woven Mail. Woven Mail application no longer resets during original source. Neat. Stats. We're still working out the kinks. Oh, kinks? Is it just kinks or is it the fact that it wasn't fucking working? And we made some changes to smooth out the experience. Can you smooth out the experience of the game? First up, we're making stats no longer increase damage against yourself. Wow, that should have probably been a fucking hello. Melee and grenade stats damage no longer applied to melee and grenade damage while in super stat continues to increase melee and grenade. So it's vice versa. It makes sense. Your super will buff your overall grenade and yeah, so that's fine. That makes sense. Also, fix a technical issue that caused the class stat to only increase benefits by multiples of 10. Yeah, they still didn't fix class and now it's going to be fixed. Beautiful. Took 6 months, or was it 3 months? We got there, whatever it was. Finally, we have a fix for mods and perks that increase player mobility. Finally, even they address it. Finally, fucking finally, you're fixing shit. Correct an issue where the upper end of the mobility stat benefits was set too low, resulting in mobility boosts like athletic mods appearing to grant less mobility than intended. We're looking forward to getting these changes in the wild. In addition to these changes, we're also shipping some Warlock buffs that we mentioned a few twids back. Hunter and Titan buffs will come later in October. Any of the buffs outside maybe the hand cannons and maybe some abilities were okay. Most of this was just a fucking nerf. They're obviously nerfing the fun shit, the strong shit. They are doing artificial challenge. Instead of like, hey, we know either you're going to run the fuck over the new epic raid, so instead we're just going to nerf the good stuff. We're not actually going to buff anything of actual like value. We're not going to make like how they buffed, like a good example is Queenbreaker. They buffed Queensbreaker and Heresy. And it was really fun. It was really cool. But instead of doing something cool and exciting like that, we're gonna continue to nerf everything else. We're just gonna nerf everything and make you think that other things are good when actually we've done shit fucking all. We're going back on what we said about mods being strong, seasonal mods. we're just going to nerf them, even though we said that we wanted, it was okay for them to be strong because they would fall off after the end of the season. I mean, yeah, everything that has come from this is, hey, we are tone deaf. We don't give a shit about your fun. We don't give a shit about you. PvP, from my view, none of it seemed that significant. We'll see how it plays out. None of it seems like it was enough to change the dime on the meta and PvP. Maybe the throwing knives, but I still think throwing knives are going to be overly fucking annoying because you're just going to be able to get those headshots because that's the real issue. Is like dodging does help you spam, but if you can just consistently get headshots, who gives a shit, right? We'll see how it plays out, Cotton, but honestly, most of this, especially my baby, what brought me over as a Titan, I'm going to be honest, I love Bonk Hammer, and Bonk Hammer was one thing that I loved to play back when Lowerly Splendor was meta. Like, that was the times that I enjoyed it. But it hurts my soul to see them murder this. And it wasn't like everyone was using it. I don't see a world where I waste an exotic slot, like something massively increases my damage, for something that doesn't actually massively increase my damage and actively makes surviving fucking worse. I will give it a good 1-2 try and see if maybe it's serviceable. But I do not believe for an instant that this shit is going to be good. I think it's going to be god awful hot garbage. It's going to be ass. And I think if people thought that people using strongholds was throwing, it fucking may be now. Like, I will do testing, but I'm going to tell you now, it feels like it's going to be a fucking, like, the only thing that has me curious is this exhaust, because you can exhaust bosses and it's like a 30% decrease in damage. We'll see how that plays out. Now, the good news is, Warlocks, there is a build. There is a way that you can be the new Stronghold users without Strongholds. You can use Flash Counter. I forgot what it's the exotic that increases your rift. You put that down. You use healing nades or whatever, and you just sit in your rift and block the entire time, and you just never die. You extend your rift if you need your healing. Like, you can just sit there and just tank. And unironically, I might actually try to make a Warlock build, a solar Warlock build with Strongholds. It may, like, I'm not saying I'm going to be a Warlock main, but I might be a Warlock sword main with the tech. We'll see. I'm going to try it out. I heard a lot of good things about it. It hasn't been touched yet. We'll see how it plays out, Cotton. I will try Titans, but overall, I'm not excited. I'm actively just pissed off that most of this is, hey, we nerfed everything, and nothing here is like weapon wise, what here is exciting? I mean, they took the opportunity to tell us that they did a fucking most useless dev update for bragging rights, and yet they're telling us that they can't fix the Cry-Nacne change. They have to do it the next patch after next to change a 4-second difference. Oh my god. This game's gonna turn me into the Joker. I'm gonna turn into the fucking Joker. This game's gonna literally make me go batshit crazy. By the way, I'll be streaming, as this video comes out, I'll be streaming Destiny Rising, so check me out on that. Unironically, the mobile game knows how to make a better experience than Bungie does. Holy shit. Holy shit, man. Woo! The one build I enjoyed above all else, the one build. And they're fucking nerfing it. By the way, can we just say LOL to all the buffs to perks, the enhanced perks? By the way, how much you think they're going to add the percentage to what it does in game? Or you think it's going to add Dragonfly adds a unique perk advantage. It's 10%. Why can't this just be the description in the game under where it says enhanced 10% damage to explosion? Like literally, how hard is it? Guys, it has to be a secret. It's a secret. You gotta explore the game. The secret is no one's fucking playing this game anymore. Oh, damn. Secret's out, boys. I'll see you guys in Destiny Rising. And then in a couple weeks, we're going to be fucking playing Borderlands. God, I cannot wait. I'm tired of having sad news bears, even playing for free. I mostly play for free outside of buying like the double DLC for $40 on the dark web. Absolutely do not give Bungie your money. Go the deepest, darkest routes to get, like, I would absolutely pirate this shit if I could. If there was a way to pirate a live service game, I would pirate everything for fucking Bungie in a fucking heartbeat. Don't pay full price. Don't. It's not worth it. Just don't. But even playing for free, this shit, like, by the way, it's all free updates and it's a big free fuck you. It's a big free fuck you. But guys, you get to play with Darcy. Oh my God, I get to play with Darcy. It's Soapy Samberlin. Oh my God. Ah! It's a featured item. Ah! I'm out, man. I'm starting to get petty as fuck. I'm getting